What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's up, bro?
Man, I'm excited, man. We have a pretty cool podcast episode right now, man. I'm talking, we got Super Bowl odds for next season. That's going to be fun to dive into. We got power rankings. That's going to be fun to dive into, especially knowing who you are and knowing how you're going to react. I cannot wait for that conversation. And then we're going to wrap it up talking about Big Ben's injury, man. We got major updates. In fact, we're not even going to wrap it up with Big Ben. We're going to start the podcast because I know how much you love quarterbacks. Wow. You love quarterbacks. I know they are your bread and butter. We talked about how the last episode, how they get all the limelight, they get all the shine, they get everything. They're quarterbacks. All right. So you know what? Let's talk about Ben. And to update everybody,
I'm surprised, man.
Oh, you're surprised that I'm leading off with this?
I'm thrown off right now. Yeah.
I'm just excited. I know how much you love Ben. I love him too. But I wanted to make sure that we do you a solid and open up with this. So this week, Ron Cook, writer for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, also does a show with 937 The Fan, had produced an article. We wrote an article basically saying it was an update on Big Ben and his health. So February 21st, he'll be flying back out to LA to meet with his doctor to see if he will get cleared to begin throwing light objects like tennis balls, wiffle balls, stuff like that, because up to this point, he hasn't been able to throw anything. So this is going to be the big date in terms of how his recovery is going. And yeah, man, it's been a lot of buzz around that post being made, that article being written. I've seen a lot of ends of the spectrum on this where they're like, hey man, this is going to be perfect. He's back. It's done. Championship. I've seen some where they're like, man, what if he doesn't get the clearance? It's over. We're done. Doesn't matter. And then I've seen something kind of fall in the middle of that. So I'll let you lead off if you want to lead off, man.
So what are you asking me how I'm feeling
what's
about it?
What's your thoughts on it, man? Yeah.
I mean, this day was going to come. We all knew it had to happen. And my thing is, I'm really optimistic. I am.
We know.
I'm really optimistic.
15-1. We remember.
The problem is if I'm trying to take a huge step back and look at this more objectively, like a bird's eye view.
Why would you do something like that? That's not deep. Deep doesn't do that.
It's one of those things that from afar, you're just, oh, Ben's going to be back. Ben's going to be back. You know, I can't wait for next year. But then the closer the reality starts to hit in, where that day where, I mean, you're hoping and you think, oh, it's Ben. He's a superhero. Yeah. Like, he's just going to pass it. And then it's going to be back to how he was a couple years ago, you know? But the closer it comes to that actual day, I'm getting nervous. I'm getting a little apprehensive.
Okay, all right.
I'm still just going to be gun-ho optimistic and saying, because here's the thing about the whole injury. Are we trying to look at a lot of different angles here?
I don't know. You tell me.
Because I think no matter what, we're going Ben or die this next season, if you look at it, because if he's not good, we're not, I don't know. I guess this will tell us if he's going to get clearance.
Right.
But he could still get clearance, and then he's still got to go through OTAs and training camp and all of that stuff. And those will still be tests as well. Once you hit that point, I mean, there's no going back. You can't get some of these quarterbacks that are fringe about to be traded, drafting a guy. So, and I'm good with that. And you know how I am. I'm good with that. Ben or die next season. Let's go. So I didn't know what you thought about that in terms of what the Steelers are going to be thinking with this situation.
Okay. Well, for me, I hit it like this. To start off with, the news is good news because it's at least now we know the date. Right. We didn't know if it was beginning of February, end of February. Now we know, okay, this is the first major milestone. Other than that, I'm cautiously optimistic because I feel like a lot of times as fans, when a person gets injured, right, the first thing you think, oh, it says 46 weeks, he's good. 46 weeks, he's good to go. Period. Not, oh, it's 46 weeks, he comes back, but he's still going to take some time to get back up to speed, right? We just always assume, oh, he's good to go, he's fine. But when we look at the history of guys who've had injuries, how often are we seeing, oh, they say this timetable, but they're still not quite right. They still miss a little bit more time. Two quarterbacks in particular, when we want to just talk throwing arms and things like that. Andrew Luck, Cam Newton, right? Both of those guys, when they had their injuries, it was a simple, they're going to have surgery. They're good to go. They'll be back X amount of time and good. And we saw how Luck played out. Missed multiple, like long periods of time. We saw Cam Newton, long periods of time. But initially, the thought process was what? Oh, man, they're good.
Yeah.
They're superheroes. Like you said, hey, man, they're fine. Don't worry about it. And then even this year, when Cam Newton was going through the offseason process, and it's like, dang, like they're saying he's good, but then it's something else. Like you just never really know how a guy's going to respond.
Well, and you thought he was going to come back in the middle of the season too. People were saying, hey, should Steelers trade for him? Should the Bears trade for him?
Have a little surgery, take a little time, he's good to go. We even saw that with Marquise Pouncey. Remember, was it 3 years ago when he had hurt the leg and had to get surgery, then ended up getting infected and things like that. But it was initially, he's going to miss, 4 or 5 weeks and then be right back. So for me, I look at it the same way in terms of, I understand February 21st is the first clearance for him to start throwing. But for me, I'm still not confident that everything is fine and that he's back to normal because there's other factors that play into this as well. When we talked about Andrew Luck, we talked about Cam Newton. When they went through their injuries, how old were they? Mid-20s, right? Mid-20s at best. We talk about Ben being 38. So we know that the age element does play a huge factor. I tell you, my personal experiences from year 1, 2, being 21, 22, dealing with injuries versus me being 27, 28, 29, dealing with injuries were night and day.
Wow.
And you're adding 10 years on that with him being 38. Then you factor in the fact of what? He was away from the game for a whole season. We talk about how hard it is just in general with guys who miss extended periods of time when they first come back in a season, how tough it is. Now you're looking at a guy who played 6 quarters of football last year, and now he's coming off of a major injury to his throwing arm, and we're expecting, hey, man, he's the guy. Lead the charge, lead this the whole way. That's asking a lot. And I think, and that's not saying that he can't do it, because we all are banking on him being able to do something or at least be close to that. Mm-hmm. But I just want all of us to understand the significance of this and how tough it will be for him to do that, because number one, just taking a year away from the game is, like I said, extremely tough. And especially at the quarterback position, you think about the speed of the game, the defenses, how you operate, you have to be on. So that's rust. He's already going to have that rust. Then he has to deal with the mental barriers of, man, can I really cut it loose here? We've already, it's been highly documented and well documented in terms of been throughout his offseason workouts where he's, especially during training camp OTAs, has 1 full day of practice, has a half day of practice, and then he's typically off the next day. That's with him coming off of a full season. I don't think you could take that same approach if you want him up to speed by the time the regular season gets here.
You're saying more.
Yeah, I feel like you would have to, but then you have the fine line of, okay, what's pushing him too much? Because remember, he's still going to be coming back from that injury, even during OTAs. Let's not get it twisted. If he's going to be able, hopefully, to be cleared to throw light objects February 21st, OTAs are what, May? That's not a long period of time. So by the time you get to training camp, he hasn't played a lot of football that in that regard in terms of recovering. So you're going to have to see a little bit more. But like you said, dealing with the just being older, the rest days and things like that, that plays a factor into it. And we talked about, like I said, the mental element of, okay, can I cut it loose? Can I not cut it loose? So it's a ton of factors and variables that make me, like I said, be cautiously optimistic, because I still feel like, hey, man, this is Ben, right? He's played through a lot. He has to get it done. But I just think it's important that we understand what this process is going to look like.
Yeah, it feels like it's going to be a lot of wait and see. Yeah. And I know you brought up Cam Newton and Andrew Luck. Mm-hmm. I would bring up the only quarterback that comes to mind, because it's the article that came out around the injury, was Jake Delhomme having the same injury as Ben, having the same surgery, and him coming back and having the best year of his career. I don't know how old he was, but he had to have been at least in his 30s.
You say he was early 30s, 32, I think it was.
And Ben's just better than Delhomme.
Yeah.
It's just
and that's what I was going to say, though. Like, I just laugh when we say Jake Delhomme came back and had his best year. What was Delhomme's best year?
I don't know. They won.
Can we really just think about that, for example?
They won 12-4, man.
I understand that, but was it ever, were we ever saying like, yo, Jake's the guy?
No.
That's all I'm saying, man.
For Carolina, there was a 3 to 4 year stretch.
Yes. Jake the Snake Delhomme, all that stuff. Like, Jake Della came, Della come, Della home. Yeah, you're right. Steve Smith, I remember all that. I got you. But man, Just when you throw out, man, Jake Delhomme said he had his best season. Like, it's Delhomme.
So that's what I'm hanging my hat on, dude. That is what I'm hanging my hat on. Because I'm just going to be real. They say he gets cleared here in this February date. I'm going to be all in. I'm going to be all in. I know that's going to be in the back of my mind, but I'll be leading the charge that, here we go. Steelers 2020. This is our year. Big Ben's leading us.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, a lot of people, a lot of fans in particular are feeling that way. And it's my job to just educate everybody on the situation, let them know how it works out.
This could be a dumb question. I know the year off, you say there's going to be rust. Could that not, in a way, help him?
Oh, so now you're saying, could the year off help him be more rested?
Yes.
You could be rested all you want. You're still going to be rusty.
Okay.
There's a difference between rust and rest. If we were talking about, hey, man, he's played a lot. He's sore. He's banged up. Yeah, give him the rest. But he still was sharp. He still was mentally out there. He still was getting all the reps. He was seeing everything he needed to see.
You're probably more saying mentally then, if anything.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Like, the physical challenges are going to be there in terms of...
Because I'm thinking physically, he might just feel better.
This is my
throughout
thing.
The season.
You can feel better as a whole, but the most critical part to Ben is what? His throwing arm.
Right.
That was surgically repaired. So I don't care any other, he was resting, this and that. That really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, the surgery was to his throwing arm. So what does that affect? Power, accuracy, touch. Those are the three things that we're going to need to see. And let's be real about it. I've had surgeries as well. Even after I've had surgery, 6 months, 8 months later, you're still dealing with scar tissue. You're still trying to get your mobility back. It's not as easy as, oh man, all right, he's cleared to go. He's playing in the games. He's good. He's healthy. It's not that simple. You still deal with the soreness, the residual effects of that surgery. And then from there, like I said, about a year away, now you've officially fully healed up. You're fully good to go. So those are still going to be some things that he's going to have to deal with. And that's not even counting just when he starts playing in games and he's getting hit. That changes things too.
What I'm hearing right now is a resurgence, is a rebirth. That's kind of what I'm hearing.
Hey man, we got different perspectives, man.
Of an extended prime here. That's what I'm hearing.
We have different perspectives when it comes to that type of stuff, man.
A robotic arm.
Yeah. Like I said, it all sounds good, man. These were the same. I mean, you were the same guy talking about duck and all that other stuff, and it turned out to be a goose. So
I was being lied to, dude.
No, you weren't. You're doing the same thing you're doing right now.
I was naive.
What did you say? I'm hearing a resurgence. I'm hearing the mechanical arm.
That's what I'm hoping.
You hearing whatever you want to hear, man.
You heard me at the beginning, dude. I mean, I'm looking at it. If you're looking at it from a complete bird's eye view, being really objective, there's still, like you said, some processes that have to take place. And the thing, like I said, that I don't know if many people are considering is that we are rolling pretty much Ben or die this
without a
coming
doubt.
up, because the two quarterbacks that come to mind that I would take, there's probably others that people would throw out there, would be Cam Newton or Matt Stafford. Those are the two. They're talking about Lions potentially trading Stafford, and obviously with Cam Newton. Now, that whole timeline of when they would be getting dealt or released by their teams, dude, that's probably got to be within the next month or two, whereas we're not going to be seeing Ben until OTAs and training camp.
Well, and even with Cam,
which, like I said,
the same question marks as Ben. It's like, is he healthy? Can he go?
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, you would take Stafford then, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I would take Stafford, but anyway,
I mean, a lot of teams would take Stafford.
Either way, no. A lot of people think Stafford's overrated. He had his best year last year.
A lot of people don't think Stafford's overrated in the sense of, would you take Stafford over the quarterbacks we have on our roster outside of Ben?
Oh, hell yeah. But
if we went down the list of teams who would take Stafford, I can at least 20 teams are going to take Stafford. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's probably 12 teams that are like, I like our quarterbacks, we're good. But the rest of them will take Stafford, bro.
Yeah. So, and I'm good with Ben over both of those guys, and us just being like, all right, Ben or die, let's do it. So, because I think people are thinking like, oh, let's just pick up this guy as a backup. Like, oh, let's grab Teddy Bridgewater. Or let's grab this person or that person. It's like, nah, that window is going to be out of the way. Like, we're not going to have that window to pick up any QBs.
People have to understand too, from a money standpoint, Teddy Bridgewater is going to cost money, a lot. So unless we planning to rehaul this whole roster, I don't see that type of move being made.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you look at the free agent quarterbacks that are going to potentially be available in our price range, it's not, hey, this is the starting caliber guy.
No,
this is
it's no one. Like I said, it's no one you would want.
Right.
The only two players would be Cam or Stafford, in my opinion. I don't know if there's another guy that you're thinking of or anything.
And our price range, not really, man.
Yeah, and that's it. And you would be bringing them in to be starters, but we're banking on Ben being the starter, and we're not going to know if he.
But the thing is this: if you're bringing them in, I do think it extends our window to compete. Versus if we're banking everything on Ben, that window is a lot shorter. In terms of
true.
Yeah.
But who's going to make that decision?
Oh, I mean, first off, money makes that decision.
But when though? Because you're not going to make that decision before OTAs.
What are you talking about? Making a decision in terms of picking up one of these quarterbacks.
Picking up. Let's just say Cam or Stafford. Right. No one's going to make that decision before OTAs because that's probably the window of when they would be dealt.
Yeah, and the thing is this though, like I said, from a money standpoint, that's the biggest issue. I feel like that talks more than any deadline. That talks more than any who would be the starter, not the starter. The money element is the game changer and all that, man.
You saying Ben's making the bank?
Ben ain't taking no hometown discount, is he?
So we paid him to be our guy. So he said he's motivated to play out his contract. And I'm good. I
will be motivated too with that amount of money coming in. It ain't hard to be motivated with that. It's no different than I'm watching Sammy Watkins talk about, man, I got to reconsider what my family, like, see how my body feels, my family, what we want to do. Boy, you about to make $14 million next year. I guarantee you'll be playing next year. I don't want to hear none of that. Like, what are we talking about here?
I'm not sure. But end of the day, dude, with the Ben situation, I don't know if you have any more comments on it. I'm good with rolling with that mentality. It's just that there's not going to be any chance of salvaging it with bringing in another type of guy. So now, just to throw it out there.
So now you say that you'll be comfortable with it. My question to you is this though: if Ben is not cleared February 21st, does that change your thought process?
Got you.
Because right now we're assuming that he will be cleared, right? And we're operating with the assumption of, okay, he's cleared. Then we see how he looks in OTAs. Then we see how he looks in training camp. Oh, now if he's not ready, it's too late.
That is the question. What is the next step then if he's not cleared then? Is there hope for him being cleared in another couple weeks?
I'm not sure. That's the thing we'd have to find out.
Because if it's just as simple as that, where all right, your time frame just needs to be extended a little bit, then I say you don't make a move, you just wait it out a little bit. But if it's one of those where it's just yes or no, period,
right?
Then that's when he's not cleared.
Then, okay.
Then that's when I think you got to start playing GM and looking around. As much as I don't even want to fathom that right now, but
just a thought, man. It's food for thought. That's all.
But I think that's when you got to start looking at the other QBs. And if they were to bring in anybody other than Cam or Stafford, I would be pissed. I would be pissed, dude.
But if we rolled out Mason, who's coming off of shoulder surgery, or Duck Hodges, or Paxton Lynch, or JT Barrett, you wouldn't be pissed.
No, I would be pissed. That's what I mean.
So you can be pissed either way then.
No. I'm saying if we brought in anyone outside of Cam or Stafford.
But how are we going to bring those guys in with Ben making what he's supposed to make? That's the issue.
That's what you said. If he's not cleared, though.
Yeah, he's still going to make his money, though.
Oh, for real?
Shit, what, we going to release him?
Wait, if he's not playing? What do you mean?
Even if you're, like, this the thing. If Ben is on IR, his salary still counts. You see what I mean? So either way, you're not going to be able to pay Ben, what, 30? I think he's supposed to make $32 million next year. And pay another quarterback like Matthew Stafford or Cam Newton. It's not happening, bro. Regardless if he's playing or not, it's not happening.
Okay. Yeah. I guess, that's the part I didn't really understand when you were talking about money.
Yeah, regardless if he's like healthy or not, if he's on injury reserve or not. Like even Ryan Shazier, right? The past 2 years, he's still counted against the salary cap.
Okay. Now that all makes sense because I would just assume if Ben's not cleared or he's not playing, then we would get that money.
Nah.
Okay. I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
So
and if you would have released him or he would have retired, then you did with the dead money. That's the issue we had with AB.
Right.
When we had traded him, it was like, even though he's not on the team, he still was counting for like 21 million on the cap or whatever.
Okay. I get what you're saying now.
So that's why I'm like, it's not as easy as you making it, man.
All right, then you are holding out hope until he gets cleared. As long as it takes. As long as it takes. It could be the week before the season starts. You're holding out hope. That's it.
Hey man, you just hope it, man.
And because my goodness, dude, the thing about the NFL is it's so much based upon hope.
Yeah,
like, it's so much based upon hope. The fans feeling, hey, we can go into the season and win a Super Bowl. If somehow he is not cleared, man, dude. And like you said, with the money now, you can't just probably go out there and get one of those guys.
Like quarterbacks that are in our range, you're looking at. This is the options.
I don't even want to hear it.
At best, you might be able to spend $6 million on a quarter. At best, but then that means you're not bringing in any other running backs. You're not bringing in any other receivers. You really are only going to be isolated to bringing back Bud, whether it's an extension or a tag. But then you're still going to have to get rid of potentially Vance, either Mark Barron or Vince Williams. Vince counts for $7 million on the cap on the cap. Mark Barron counts for $8 million on the cap on the cap. Excuse me. Vance McDonald counts for $7 million on the cap. You see what I mean? So it's like,
well, people are talking about making those moves anyway,
right? But that's just so they can get Bud deal.
Right. Bud is a portion of that would be Bud.
A lot of that will be for Bud.
A lot of it. There would probably be like $7 or $8 million left over.
Let's see. The franchise tag for Bud is what? 16? No,
I thought it was
14. Okay, 14.
I could be wrong though.
So if it's 14, two of those guys gone. One of those guys is left over with 7 left.
Yeah.
But then if you get rid of Vance, you still got to do something to that tight end position.
You definitely do. It's either you draft one or you sign one of there's a decent amount of tight ends in free agency. I'm sure we'll talk about that at some point down the line.
But then what do we talk about? The money going with that. Think about a guy like Greg Olsen, right? He's an older tight end, but proven. He's going to cost some mills.
$3 million? Wants to win a Super Bowl?
But how are you selling that if we still got questions with the quarterback?
He's gonna get cleared, dude. I
understand
this whole situation that is brought up. If he's not cleared, it's hurting my head.
I understand you saying he's gonna get cleared. Getting cleared is half the battle.
I know.
Ben being Ben is a whole nother question. Where this guy has already, I think he has a visit scheduled to go to Seattle.
Yeah, and
then the Colts as well. I think it is.
There was one other team. It was another team.
Yeah,
like in the
it
mix.
wasn't Buffalo. No, it was
Why
Buffalo.
do I want to say Redskins?
No, it wasn't. It was the Bills because McDermott was down there with him in Carolina.
Okay.
That's what it was. So it's hard to make that argument of do you want to win a Super Bowl when you have other contenders that are already bringing them in. That's the only issue with that.
Oh man, dude.
Yeah.
It's
not as easy as I know that that's why we have these conversations though, right? It's because like we got the homer feeling of us, right? We got that, it's Pittsburgh, we gotta be right, it's gotta be good. But then when we just dig a little bit deeper, you're like, it's not as simple as we make it sound.
No. And so this clearance is big.
Yes,
clearance is
huge.
Big, and just the whole offseason for Ben is huge.
Yeah, huge. Not only for Ben, not only for the team, but for the free agents that particularly or potentially might sign with us. Yep. That's a huge thing. I know even when I came here, that was a big. It's like, man, I come from a situation where we had great defense, terrible quarterback play. Here, I know we got a good quarterback.
I need some stability. Yeah.
You want that.
Wow.
You'll take less to go to a situation where you know the quarterback's good, where you know the offense is good, and you know we got a chance to be in every game. You'll take less for that. Mm-hmm. You're not taking less if it's a question mark there at quarterback.
No, definitely not. I agree, man. I agree. So there's a lot riding on this.
Oh, yeah. It is, man. But shoot, man, to take it a step further, man, just talking about a lot riding on things, man, we got Super Bowl odds that were recently released. Shout out to Vegas. They're never wasting time. They looking like they're on our side a little bit, though. So they got Chiefs as the favorite, right? Yeah. They're 6-1. We got the Ravens at 7-1. Niners 8-1. Saints 11-1. Patriots at 14-1. And then your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
At 15-1. I mean, that's the 6 best odds.
I like that number, 15-1.
Yeah, I know you do. A little foreshadowing.
Is it a sign? Is it a sign?
You call it whatever you want to call it. And this is my question. I said, is this Vegas? Because these odds were released this week.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going on with Ben right now.
Yeah.
With Ben, 6 best odds, I still think is a little bit high, but really? I can at least make an argument for it, right? Without Ben, there's no way they got the 6 best odds. But then I also look at the Patriots at 14-1. A lot of that hinges upon Brady and his decision. The thing that I thought was crazy was in terms of the Texans and Titans. They are down 30-1 in terms of their odds.
No, I agree with this.
Well, this is my thing. If Brady were to go to Tennessee, they instantly become one of the top favorites in the AFC.
I don't think they're banking on that, though.
I think they're these odds right here. They're not, but that's my thing. So they're banking on.
They're banking on Cowboys or Chargers, in my opinion.
For who?
Brady.
See, I don't. When I see the Patriots at the 5th best odds, I think they're banking on Brady coming back to New England.
Okay.
Because there's no way you have the Patriots that high otherwise.
Or they're just thinking they're going to be able to do it no matter what, with or without Brady.
You know the Steedham? That's
no. They'll pick someone up.
It's the difference between picking somebody up and having like a legit dude to go out there and win you games.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
We saw that firsthand.
But there is just that thought, that general consensus out there. Belichick's going to be able to do it without Brady, no matter what. I don't agree with it. I don't necessarily agree with it because there's talk that, dude, I don't know who the hell made this one up, but somehow the Belichick's eyeing up Andy Dalton and thinks that he would fit in with what he's doing up in New England. This was back in the regular season. I don't know who the hell came up with that, but
I was seeing the big. I saw the big conspiracy theory of Brady to San Fran, Garoppolo traded to New England.
I would do that if I was San Fran.
Nah. I would do that if I was New England.
Okay, the deal makes sense then.
Yeah.
The deal definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
They should do it right now.
But yeah, man, just looking at those odds initially, like I said, I think the Steelers are still a little bit high right now. Obviously, the concerns I stated already played drastically into this. Having better odds than the Packers, I don't really agree with that. I think the Packers overall have a more complete team. They have Aaron Rodgers, who is still healthy. Matt LaFleur going into his 2nd year with them. And from that perspective, along with that defense that they put out on the field last year that was top notch in this league, that's why I think that they would still have the better chance in terms of being Super Bowl contenders. But I wanted to play a game with you real quick too, man. I wanted to name off a couple of teams.
Okay.
And just see, like, all right, do you view them as Super Bowl contenders?
Okay.
Or just really good teams?
Okay, I'm excited for this. Yeah.
So, easy one, Chiefs.
All right, they're 6-1 on the odds here. They're Super Bowl contenders.
Okay. Baltimore.
Yeah. Super Bowl contenders.
Okay.
Wait, are we saying Super Bowl or just they're going to be in the mix?
So that's the second tier. I said Super Bowl contenders are these guys can make it to the Super Bowl.
Like they're locks to playoffs.
Right. No. Well, not this is how I look at it. The second tier is kind of like they should make the playoffs. They might win a game or two in the playoffs. Okay. When I say Super Bowl contenders, I think
there should only be a few teams here.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So you said Chiefs and Baltimore.
Wait about Baltimore then.
Okay.
No.
Okay, and why not for Baltimore?
They're done, dude. They had their year.
Well, all I'm saying is this. We like the Killer Bees, right? Remember when it was Ben, AB, L. Bell, Martavis, right? Dynamic offense,
Baltimore's
right?
a good team, dude.
Well, and I was going to say, like, dynamic offense, right? And how much offense, how many points we average? 27 points a game, right? It's like 26, 27 points a game. You know, this Baltimore offense averaged 30 points a game, and they're bringing back every starter.
I think I'm being biased. I'm trying to take that away, but...
Because they're bringing back every starter on that offense next year.
Oh, man, dude. Fine.
Reigning MVP.
Fine, I'll throw him in.
All right. Niners?
No, they're done.
Niners are done.
Yep. 8-8 next year.
You realize they're bringing back pretty much everybody as well, right? Because they've already done the whole pay the quarterback, and now they built through the draft.
They're this year's Rams. They're done, dude.
How do you figure that?
They're done, dude.
The Rams were a direct relation to Gurley not being healthy and Jared Goff not being who he is because he doesn't have Gurley.
Goff's better than Garoppolo, though.
I'm not going there. You can say that. I'm not going there. Bro.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Saints.
If Breeze is back, definitely.
Yeah. A lot fringes on that, too, in terms of him returning or not.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like they're not even talking about Breeze in terms of testing the market, whereas like Brady is like the big, is he coming back? What's going on with
Breeze
him?
isn't going to do. There hasn't been that dissension between Breeze and the Saints throughout his career. He's been getting paid, and they've been giving him weapons, and that's the whole thing with Brady. We don't really know what Brady's thinking.
Right.
Because who knows, maybe they're talking like, hey, let's bring in AJ Green. Let's bring in this tight end. I'm sure. I just don't see him not staying with the Patriots, but we'll see. Okay. It'd be exciting if he didn't.
Yeah. See, and I think I'm the reverse side. I think he's leaving.
Man, dude.
So
man. I'm sure we'll get to that at another point.
Yeah.
Too.
So for right here, Patriots.
If Brady's back, Super Bowl contenders, yes.
All right. Steelers.
If Ben's good, yes.
Okay. Packers.
Man, it's tough to unsee that NFC Championship game.
So it's tough to unsee an NFC Championship game, but you just flat out said the Steelers are in it.
With Ben, yes.
And they haven't made the playoffs in the past 2 years.
With Ben, yes, dude. Come on.
Even with Ben.
Come on.
And a funny thing too, I was thinking about this the other day. When you always talk about your big winning and stuff like that.
Yes.
I was like, man, the Titans, the team that you always like just crap on. In the past 3 years, they have more playoff wins than the Steelers.
Those weren't big wins.
Going to the AFC Championship game isn't big wins. Winning on the road in Kansas City.
Let me rephrase
when Kansas City was the 3 seed. That's not a big win.
Let me rephrase it. No one legit thought they were beating the Chiefs. They had a cute run. There's teams that'll go on cute runs, like the Jaguars. So
what are we on right now? Then it's not 1 year. It's a 3-year sample size, and I said 3 years so that way it could include the Steelers' playoff appearance as well.
We're being efficient, dude. It's if you're not in the big game, don't get hurt.
What?
If you're not in the big game, stop wasting time. That's kind of what we're doing.
You're tripping, bro.
It sounds dumb. And it's a dumb statement.
Yes.
But we're just better than the Titans. That's all I'm getting to. No one really thinks they're a good team.
All I'm saying is perception isn't reality.
Huh?
Perception isn't reality. In terms of you might perceive them to be a bad team the same way you perceive the Bills to be a bad team, right? But over the past 3 years, they've been in the playoffs more than us as well.
That doesn't matter, though.
That
doesn't matter though in terms of we're going into 20. If we're saying let's go into 2020,
that's what I'm saying as well.
It don't matter to me.
Well, I'm just because I knew he was going to say this. With those two teams in particular, Bills have what? Majority of their guys coming back, starters, offense, and defense coming back. Obviously, like I said, they've been in the playoffs the past 2 out of the 3 years they've been out there. They lost to Jacksonville with 10-3 the year they went to the AFC Championship game. Then they lost to the Texans this year in overtime. Mm-hmm. The Titans, like I said, they've been to the playoffs, have playoff wins in the past 3 years with 2 different quarterbacks. Mariota did it on the road in Kansas City, and then Ryan Tannehill went on the road, beat the Patriots, went on the road to beat the Ravens. They have $55 million in available salary cap space.
Who, the Titans?
The Titans do.
I know they're gonna resign Henry and do it.
And they can either give Tannehill or, like I said, if Brady comes in, they still have a ton of stuff there, man. AJ Brown, Corey Davis showed that they can ball out defensively. They got a top defense. Well, they were playing like a top defense for a while. Offensive line has been showing that they can play with the best of them. So all I'm saying is I know you like, oh man, that's flash in the pan. They are structured to keep winning.
Let's see what happens, because those two teams, they're like the Alex Smith Chiefs to me. Like whatever, man. You win in the regular season, you win a playoff game or two. No one really is taking you serious, and I'm not, at least. Okay. So I'm not taking the Titans or the Bills serious right now until I see it. Okay.
I just wonder, outside of Pittsburgh, what are they saying about us?
They're scared, dude. They're scared. They are, man.
That's not what I'm hearing, but it's all good.
What are they saying? What are they saying, man?
Hey, man, it's the end of an era.
I listen to the Herd here and there, and he says, it's just always thrown out there, Pittsburgh with Ben coming back. Like, we're going to be... Yeah. There's never really a hardcore breakdown because it's a lot of Cowboys, Brady, Patriots, Mahomes talk. But I that's all I'm hearing, because the national media, they're not talking about the Steelers too much. But you got inside sources, I think.
Hey, man, I ain't messing with you, man. It's all good.
You got some underground
I don't want to do that to you,
maybe.
man. It's all good, baby.
Just tell me what you're hearing.
Hey, man, I listen, man. I like you smiling today. We're going to keep it positive, all right?
I don't care.
All right, so...
It'll probably make me laugh hearing some of the stuff.
Hey, tripping, man. Next team, we got Cowboys. What are your thoughts on that, man? Contenders or just good teams?
Yeah, if they get Brady, yeah, but no.
See, I don't think good Brady goes. I think they get a deal done with Dak. I think he'll stay, and then ultimately, I think they'll make I think they'll actually get a win in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to be Super Bowl contenders, though.
No, same.
Yeah, Seahawks.
You always just got to say yeah.
Oh man, see, this is where I'm not. I don't believe that they have enough. I feel like they need help. Dude, Russell needs help, man.
They should have beat the Packers, though.
You can make the argument for that,
because that dude dropped the wide open ball middle of the field.
You can make the argument for that without a doubt.
Dude, them playing the 49ers, Seahawks versus 49ers, you can't say the 49ers are guaranteed to win that.
I mean, you look at this, Seahawks versus Packers, Seahawks versus Niners, Packers versus Niners, Packers versus Seahawks, and vice versa with the Niners. all three of those teams match up extremely well against each other, and it's always a coin flip. So with that being the case, I still don't believe in them like that, though, because they still have holes. They still have things that they need to fix.
Their offense is starting to pick up with
their
Carson.
Offensive line still needs some help, though.
Yeah, they can fill it in the draft. Dude, if you have Wilson, I'm just going to say they're in the mix no matter what.
Fair enough. All right, Eagles. Carson Wentz. Now, they were banged up. They had a lot of guys injured on offense. Their whole secondary was trashed all year with injuries.
Super Bowl contenders?
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
Okay.
I just don't see it.
Okay.
I don't have a big breakdown for it.
Okay. I mean, because this is a team that did take Seattle to the wire, even with that trash team. And they did it without Carson Wentz. Remember that?
Yeah.
And you were just praising that Seahawks team, too, just throwing it out there, man.
Yeah. I think you're with me, though. You're just trying to play devil's advocate.
I'm just asking a question, man. I just want to play a game to see what you would say about these teams.
We're looking forward.
Yeah. All right. What you got about the Rams, man? What you think about them?
This could be a weird year where they step back. We've done this before. Mm-hmm. After a nice Super Bowl run, we step back, miss the playoffs, and all of a sudden we're back for another 2 or 3 years. Okay. I could see that with the Rams. Okay. It's tough. Just saying Super Bowl contender. Yeah, I could see him making the Super Bowl next year.
Okay.
I could see it.
I'm not believing in him, man. I don't believe in Goff. And I don't believe in Gurley because I know Gurley's still hurt. You can still watch him. They're trying to trade him. Yeah, well, either way, Goff is a big product of Gurley's success. When Gurley was going crazy, running the way he was running, it made Goff's life a lot easier.
Yeah.
And this will be the first year that McVay isn't going to be doing the offensive coordinator duties either. He actually hired an offensive coordinator this year, so that's going to be an interesting dynamic to see how that plays out as well, man.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Vikings, how you feeling about them, man?
No, they're done.
Okay.
They're done. Kirk Cousins, just give me a break. I don't want to see him anymore. And
you would like him if he was with us, though?
No, I don't want him.
So you would rather have Mason than Duck?
I'd rather have Mason, yeah.
You're lying to yourself. You are absolutely lying.
I'm telling you right now. I would rather see Mason at least try to progress.
You are absolutely
knowing
lying,
that I got Kirk Cousins.
You're absolutely lying. But it's cool. But you're absolutely lying.
I'm not.
All right.
I'm not, dude. I'm not.
Browns?
No.
I don't know which earth you living in, which universe you living in where you think Mason or Duck is better than Kirk Cousins right now.
No, they're not.
Well, the fact that you want to roll them out there onto this field right now over Kirk Cousins, I can't roll with that one. You're crazy.
I get what you're saying, but
I'm trying to win. I don't know what you're doing.
My sentiment is just that I don't want Kirk Cousins. I just don't want him.
Yeah. So you don't want to win? That's cool.
No, that's not it.
It's cool, bro. You just said that you would rather roll out and just like to watch Mason and Duck try versus the guy who's proved it.
Why are you saying Mason and Duck?
I'm just saying those are our two or Mason, Duck, Paxton Lynch, or JT Barrett.
Well, it would be Mason.
Well, Mason's coming off of a surgery. We told you that.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's young, like you said. Remember injuries?
Hoping so.
But
it was was there not question marks about him why he was healthy?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so now you're gonna throw in the injury on top of that, which does what? Hurt his offseason time to correct those mistakes, to get more comfortable.
I just don't want Kirk Cousins. You could give me all the breakdowns. Now, if you're saying Duck, then yeah, I would take Kirk Cousins over Duck.
You're funny. All right, let's stick with these AFC team. Let's see what you got about the Browns, man.
No.
New coach, you're not feeling it?
Nah, dude.
All right, Baker coming back. You're not digging it?
They could be an interesting team.
They got weapons. If Myles Garrett gets reinstated, they don't do anything with Odell or Jarvis.
Super Bowl contenders, though.
All right, man. Nah. Just asking.
Nah,
they split with
the
us.
Browns still. They're just
they split with us.
They're just the Browns, but we know why that was the case.
All right. All right. Let's see who else we have. Chargers, you feeling them?
No. I mean, there's rumors about Brady going there, which might be why they're up that high.
Yeah,
but just in general, no. Because even if they get Brady, Super Bowl contenders.
Derwin James coming back on that defense. Got Joey Bosa.
I think they'll make the playoffs if they get Brady, or they'll be in the mix for that. But Super Bowl contenders, that's going to be tough. Yeah. I don't know.
Same here. Raiders. It talks about Brady going there as well, man.
Yeah, Brady there.
Gruden, Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, if they get Brady, they
got some pieces.
I'm not going to say it's the same thing with the Chargers. I'm not going to say Super Bowl contenders.
Well, I feel like the Chargers have a better chance with Brady than the Raiders. I think the Raiders' defense has a lot of holes they still got to fix.
Yeah.
I think the Chargers are a legit quarterback away from being a lot more of an interesting team.
Yeah, no, definitely.
All right. Texans.
No.
All right. Titans?
And then these next two teams, no.
Okay. And Bills?
No.
No, I agree, man. I don't think any of them are Super Bowl contenders. I do think all three will make
Bears
the playoffs,
go
though.
Home too. No.
I think Texans, Titans, Bills make the playoffs. I think they probably will get wins in the playoffs, but no Super Bowl. Colts?
No.
All right, let's see what else we have over here. Jets, you rolling with Sam Darnold? Are you believing in him next year?
No.
Nah, not happening either, bro.
No.
And then we got what?
Yeah. Any other interesting teams or no?
Nah, they're all bums.
Okay.
I like it though, man.
So but you just wanted to ask me. You don't.
Well, I was answering a little bit with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was answering a little bit with you. Okay. Like for the obvious ones.
All right. So which ones do you agree or disagree with then?
Well, I'll tell you, I agreed with the Chiefs. I disagree with you on Baltimore. I think they are contenders.
Wow, dude.
Yeah,
no. I finally said like.
Oh, you
fine.
did flip it. Okay.
I was like, fine.
Okay, I think Baltimore's a contender. Definitely San Fran. I think they're a major contender. They have a ton of pieces coming back. You don't believe in Garoppolo. I think that he still has shown that he could be a good quarterback in this league. Who else? We disagreed on Pittsburgh. You said they are contenders. I said I don't think so. You said Patriots are contenders. I said, Brady. Yeah, I don't think they are, personally.
Wow.
Yeah, I just don't, man.
Wow.
They need some pieces. And like I said, for me, I don't think Brady's coming back there.
Wow.
You do, though.
I do.
Yeah, I don't think he's going back there.
Wow.
Packers, think are contenders. Cowboys, nah. Seahawks, nah. No,
I said Seahawks. I said Seahawks, and I said
because you said because of Russ.
What did I say about the Rams? I said Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, because you said they could do like how the Steelers did. They go 1 year, make it into the game, 2 years bad, and they just hop back on. I'm like, all right, whatever you say, man. I'm not believing it, bro.
Can't I just say the same thing I said for if the Chargers? Like if they get Brady, that all right,
they'll be good. They're gonna be good. They can make the playoffs.
That's what I mean with the Rams.
I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders though.
Fine, whatever. I'll throw them in the mix. Whatever.
All right. But
they got a good coach.
Yeah. So it is funny though, man. So looking at Vegas and what they do with the odds, I do feel like we know Vegas. Sometimes they want to influence bettors, which is why I think
100%
they'll have certain people up higher.
Cowboys for sure. Steelers definitely.
Yeah. But now on the flip side is on ESPN, they released the power rankings.
Oh man, dude.
So this is what I thought was really unique.
Let me pull it up.
32 teams for the NFL power rankings. And whereas I thought for the Steelers, I thought for Super Bowl odds, they were too high. Here, I find them too low. They have them as the 15th best team in the NFL right now for power rankings. I think that's a little too low. I personally think they're in that 11 to 13 range.
Okay.
That's just my feeling on it. I think that the Titans were up a little bit high at 8. I think the Patriots are up too high at 7. Yeah.
Wow.
But we'll go down the list, man. So we'll start out. Had Chiefs at number 1, obviously the Super Bowl champs. They got all their offensive weapons coming back in terms of Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, Mahomes, both tackles in terms of Eric Fisher and Mitch Schwartz, who's an all-pro. So for me, offensively, that team can do what they want to do. They're good.
Yep.
Defensively, they're going to have to replace some guys, obviously, with contracts being up. Guys are taking 1-year deals to come there.
Yep.
But they're still going to have that draw of guys wanting to take less to go there because Mahomes there. And you know you're a contender with Andy Reid as well.
Yeah, just like Brady with the Patriots, Peyton Manning with the Broncos.
Yeah. People are going to take less to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at 2 for the power rankings, they have the Niners. And for the reason for optimism, which is what they listed. So obviously the reason for optimism with the Chiefs was Mahomes. The reason for optimism with the Niners, it says continuity. And I told you in terms of they have a lot of their pieces coming back on offense and defense. They have their coaches coming back. So I think that's huge in terms of them still being in that mix in terms of being Super Bowl contenders. Yep.
Yeah.
At number 3, got Baltimore Ravens. Talk about how they're returning literally every starter they have from the NFL's highest scoring offense. Offense that averaged over 30 points per game, 33.1 to be exact. And like I said, just put it in context, the Killer B era, which is we could say was our best offensive era for the Steelers, right?
Yes.
Average, I think it was 26 points, 27 points per game. They averaged 33.
Yeah.
0.1.
Yeah.
Just context.
The thing is, though.
And they're returning everybody.
The thing is, though, and obviously I flipped the switch and said, all right, I'll give them Super Bowl contention status. But in terms of coming from behind, that's the interesting thing. Let's just see if they could do that going forward. Because that's what killed them in the playoffs. Obviously, they're rolling and trucking over people whenever they get a little lead, and people are all confused back there.
Well, and it's different too, seeing coming from behind. They were matched up against one of the best teams in terms of being able to control the clock too. With the Titans, what they were doing in terms of just running the ball with Derrick Henry.
Good point.
Because not every team is going to have a Derrick Henry, as we saw. So I think that does play into when we talk about just the matchup element of it. That's what I think of with that.
That's a good point. Yep.
Then they have let's see, the Saints are at 4. Their reasons for optimism: back-to-back 13-win seasons and one of the NFL's most loaded rosters.
Yeah.
Fair enough. They definitely do got Breeze, reigning offensive player of the year, and Michael Thomas. Ton of talent on defense, even though I think their defense is a little overrated.
Yeah.
I think they definitely have a ton of talent, though.
Yep.
At 5, they had the Green Bay Packers. Let's talk about year 2 at Matt LaFleur's offense. How Aaron Rodgers continued to grow in that.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about their defense. They balled out. So
Seattle
at 6. Reason for optimism: your boy Russell Wilson.
That's the only reason, really.
It is.
I mean, Deke is going to get better. Yeah. Obviously, Lockett's there. And then they got that. They're going to have that tight end back that got hurt, Disley.
Yes.
And then
Carson, he was playing well.
Carson got hurt too. So, like, their offense is looking up in general.
The defense is the concern.
Yeah, question marks with the defense and offensive line. But if you have Wilson, you're going to be in the mix.
Yeah. Now, for here, at 7, they have the Patriots, and they say the reason for optimism: in Bill, we trust.
No matter what.
No matter what, man.
Yeah, because you're not seeing anything about Brady in this paragraph.
No, they literally don't name any other players. They say that they drafted well when they came out of a wild card loss and picked up Devin McCourty and Rob Gronkowski. But, yeah, that's asking a lot.
If you bring back Brady, I don't have a problem. I'd put them actually higher, but...
Okay. Yeah. So it all hinges on Brady for you.
It hinges on Brady.
I look at it like they're still going to need to upgrade talent because we saw that was the biggest issue with Brady.
I'm assuming
they
will though if they bring back Brady. Somehow.
Well, you would hope so.
Yeah.
But why didn't they this year? I mean, they had. I'm not going to do that because they did have Josh Gordon come back.
They tried.
Then they traded for
Sanu was a bust.
Then obviously N'Keal Harry, they thought was going to develop a little bit faster. It took them a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, losing Gronk like that's tough to replace just in one season.
Absolutely. All right, at 8, they have the Tennessee Titans. I do think this is high. They say the Titans have found their identity as an offense and know which quarterback needs to be under center. Then obviously said they need to bring back Tannehill, Derrick Henry, and they have $55 million in salary cap space available. Also, they talked about A.J. Brown, too, who's a young up-and-coming receiver.
Yeah, he looks like a beast, dude.
Yeah.
He looks like a beast.
And just think, he was doing that when they were going super run-heavy. So just imagine if he got
only really the second half of the year.
Absolutely. Like he had a similar type of season as Deontay Johnson in terms of starting off slow, then second half really turning it on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more splash.
Yeah.
A little bit more from his quarterback. Mm-hmm. I mean, that kind of helps.
But then he switched quarterbacks because he had to deal with the first half of the year with Mariota.
Well, that's what I mean.
And then they switched to Tannehill.
In terms of the second half, in terms of why he started going off like that, he was getting a little bit more explosive plays from Tannehill.
I mean, it did help that, Tannehill did become the comeback player of the year. I've never seen a guy get comeback player of the year from just being really sorry in Miami, and then he's good. He's comeback guy now.
I'm giving him some props here.
That was interesting.
In terms of why AJ Brown's stats were better.
Yeah.
He's a little better than Duck. Actually, a lot better than Duck.
It's all good, man. You're a comfort seeker. I know how this thing rolls, man. I ain't tripping. All right. At number 9, they have the Minnesota Vikings, and they say the reason for optimism is Gary Kubiak. Because he'll be their offensive coordinator this year since Kevin Stefanski left, take the head coaching job with the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, he's a good coordinator.
Yeah.
He always has good run games.
Yeah.
You're not a fan. Super Bowl ring.
I know, man. I know. A lot of guys got Super Bowl rings. Andy Reid had a Super Bowl ring before he won it with the Chiefs. Nobody talks about that.
He's the head coach for the Broncos, though.
I understand. I'm just saying,
man. Aaron Foster, C.J. Anderson.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I think a lot of that hinges for me on Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is too up and down. That's my biggest thing.
So you're with me then?
I'm not with you. I'm saying he's up and down. His up and down. His down is still better than Mason or Duck's up right now. I don't know what you're talking about. It's the reason why he got $89 million fully guaranteed. It's the reason why.
The Vikings are regretting that.
No, they're not.
Well, last year they were,
not this year.
They were smart in only giving that 3 years. Well, I don't know.
No, he wanted the 3 years because he wanted to be fully guaranteed. They wanted to do 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they lucked out then. Well, I guess they could have just cut him anyway after the 3 years.
Either way, they were going to have to pay him. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And then at 10, they have the Texans. They say it's because of Deshaun Watson. I personally think this is a little high for them.
They're done, dude. They're done.
I'm not believing in them at all.
Nope. Me neither.
At 11, they got the Bills. They say they have an estimated $90 million in cap space, 9 draft picks, and a young core. Oh, and they made it to the playoffs last year and lost in overtime.
They're done.
I guess we can both disagree on that one because I think they're too low at 11. I think they should be in that 7-8 range.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll win the AFC East next year.
I'll give you that, man. Well, win the AFC East.
Yeah.
If Brady's back, they're not.
We'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say that's a good mark for me at 11. I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
Not Super Bowl contenders.
Hey, whatever you want to say, man. I'm not saying they're Super Bowl contenders either. I think they will win a game in the playoffs. I think they'll host a playoff game next year, honestly.
Josh Allen, man.
He took the big step year 1 to year 2. The numbers don't lie, man.
And you go 2
you
to
saw
3.
it. You watched it.
Big step.
You watched it. You saw it firsthand here in Pittsburgh.
He looked. Oh man, come on.
You saw it firsthand in Pittsburgh versus the top 9
yards. He threw for 100 yards.
Which team won? Which quarterback wasn't turning the ball over? Which quarterback was making the plays that needed to be made?
Big step though. Let's just see if he can make a step from 2 to 3. Year 2 to 3.
Bro, what are you talking about? You saw Baker Mayfield take the opposite step. It was clear that Baker took a step back.
Yes.
Josh Allen took a huge step forward. He cut down on turnovers. Accuracy was way better. I think he completed 58% of his passes, way better than what it was.
I just don't think he was that awful his rookie year though.
See, you didn't watch him like that his rookie year because you weren't even caring about the Bills until this year.
I was not.
Yeah, his accuracy was terrible his first year. He was turning the ball over a ton his first year.
He was a good fantasy player.
I tell you, man, fantasy will lie to you, baby. Fantasy will lie to you.
Okay.
Yeah, he took a huge step forward.
Thanks for clearing that up then. Now we're on the same page.
Yeah. All right. Dallas at 12. Say reasons for optimism, Mike McCarthy.
What? I would say Zeke or just
man,
I would say
say
continuity on offense would be the reason for optimism.
Okay.
I guess. I mean, they're always 8-8, 9-7, 10-6.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy's the reason for optimism.
That's what it says, man.
I get it. Well, whenever we were talking about the coaches, any of those coaching hires, you could go one or two ways. Like, this is terrible. There's all these negatives. Or, oh, wow, this is a good idea. Here's some positives. Mm-hmm. So I guess they're just looking at the positive with Mike McCarthy.
Okay.
Of him being more of an authoritarian and his whole offseason, whatever the heck that was, where he watched all the games and was breaking down the analytics. Yeah. He's got some fresh eyes. So maybe that's what they're looking at. I don't know. He likes Dak.
We'll see. I think it's a little high for them, man. Because this is where I honestly thought the Steelers should be at, is like at 12 range right now.
Okay.
So at 13, you got the Rams. The reason for optimism, Sean McVay's willingness to adapt, even if it means hiring unproven coaches.
That doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't at all.
that phrase
Sean McVay is literally the only reason why I'm optimistic about these guys, because of his just offensive genius. I'm not optimistic about unproven coaches.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means in terms of
shout
adapting.
out to ESPN. I don't get that at all.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I guess it is adapting in a sense here.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a good adapting.
I thought he was ahead of the curve, though. So what is he adapting to?
I don't know. Maybe you see something in this new unproven coach.
Yeah. Good luck. All right. At 14, they got the Philadelphia Eagles. Reason for optimism is Carson Wentz. I think this is too high for them as well. I don't think they should be in front of the Steelers in this regard.
Really?
Wentz has the injury concerns, man. Every year is always hurt.
If he's healthy, he matters.
Yeah, but when? That's the question. When?
It's bad times when he gets hurt.
Absolutely.
It's the worst times.
It's the worst times. And if it was just one time, okay, cool. If it was just one time, okay, cool. But it's been multiple times.
I know.
How many times do you have to see a guy get hurt to say, you know what, he might be a little fragile?
Actually, a good time was the Super Bowl run, because
Foles. It worked out.
Good time for the Eagles, at least. Not for him.
He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. It doesn't matter no more. He's good.
Jimmy G's got to.
Yeah, he does. Super Bowl winning quarterback, man. We ain't tripping.
He did. Was that the one year where he came in for 4 games?
Yeah, that was
one of those where they won it. Because he contributed at least there.
Man, if you practicing, you contributed. How they getting better? Come on now.
It's a team game.
Absolutely. It's all fun and games to that team go out there and they don't like they practice. You like, did you guys practice anything this week? Oh, now you care about practicing. Oh, okay. Got you.
And here's the big one.
Pittsburgh Steelers at 15. Reason for optimism. Ben Roethlisberger. The article says there's still a way to go to find out if the franchise quarterback is hitting all the marks in his recovery from his past season's elbow surgery, but Roethlisberger's return answers a lot of questions for an offense that struggled with two backups in 2019. Every part of the offense needed Roethlisberger, from running backs who faced a loaded box to the wide receivers who could have benefited from a consistent arm. And if his rehab goes as scheduled, he'll be ready to resume his role for the 2020 season.
Sums it up. And now, are we going to be talking about that ranking, the 15 versus all the other teams where you think they should be?
Well, where do you have him? Because I told you where I thought he should be at.
No, here's the thing. Them saying reason for optimism, Ben Roethlisberger, they are factoring him into play then.
Yeah. And they have them at 15.
I'm assuming that they think he's going to be healthy and good.
And that's why they have him at 15.
Well, that's ridiculous then.
Well, that's why I said for me, I think I have him at anywhere between 10 and 12.
Because they should be, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say they should be in the top 5. If you're expecting Ben to be healthy, if you're expecting him to be good and healthy. Because here's the thing. Let's go back to those Vegas odds. If that happens, if the reports continue to come out throughout the offseason, Ben's looking good. Arm's better than ever.
Okay.
Training camp looks great. Preseason. Our odds are going to be skyrocketing.
Well, the odds are going to skyrocket as soon as if Ben gets cleared on the 21st, they skyrocket. I'm asking you. You said top 5. Name your top 5.
I said top 5.
So who'll be your top 5?
Well, 49ers are out of it. I mean, you got Chiefs in there.
So where in your top 5?
Probably 2 or 3.
Stop it, bro. I'm done.
You're done.
You're tripping, bro.
Our defense with a healthy Ben back, man.
At 2.
2 or 3. We're around there. Maybe if Breeze comes back for the Saints and he's good, then I mean maybe you could throw that at him. I'd have Baltimore below us and Patriots up there too, in the top 5.
So what's the reason why Niners no?
They're just done, dude.
I'm just saying why.
I've had enough of them.
But like why?
They're gonna be this year's Rams. Like they had a traumatic loss. This isn't gonna hit Shanahan right. Or the team.
So roster-wise, you feel like the Steelers have a better roster than the Niners right now?
If we had Ben, we would have beat them. Dude, come on.
Let's go position by position then. Okay, running back. James Conner, Benny Snell, Jalen Samuels versus the running backs that the Niners have in terms of Raheem Mostert, who we all saw go crazy.
I'll take their running backs.
Okay, that's the first one. All right, we'll go tight ends.
I'll take their tight ends.
Okay. Offensive line.
That's debatable. I'd say that's debatable. I'll take ours. I should say I'll take ours. Taking ours.
Interesting. And we all know our offensive line took a huge step back this year, correct?
Huge step? I don't know. A step, yes.
Okay.
I'll take ours.
Okay.
I'll take ours.
And we know going forward, the offensive line, more than likely, Ramon is not going to be in there. More than likely, you're going to have a new starting left guard, new starting right tackle. You do know that.
I'm good with it. We're good.
All right. Okay.
We're good.
All right. Receivers.
Sanders is free agent. So it'll be Marquise.
Marquise Goodwin, Deebo Samuels.
I'll take ours.
And why is that?
Juju, Deontay, James Washington versus Goodwin and Deebo Samuel.
I mean, Goodwin has proven that he could be a guy in this league. His contract shows when he's healthy, his numbers are there. We've seen Deebo Samuels. We haven't seen Juju without AB.
We saw Deontay and James Washington produce with our quarterback situation.
Okay.
And if we look at the stats...
Well, you already said that you don't even think Jimmy G is good.
I did for a little bit until...
Nah, you changing it up.
Changing it up a little bit.
You're funny.
No. I never said good. I just thought, all right, he's going to step up in big moments. And it was clear he didn't.
What, because of one throw?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because the rest of the game is pretty damn good.
You're funny.
I'm just saying this is going to be a shocker to them that sends waves.
And then defense.
The whole next season.
And then defense.
Come on, our defense is pretty solid.
So what were the Niners then?
Their defense is solid too. So
I'm just
debatable.
trying to figure out if it's debatable and you're saying the Niners are out of it, but the Steelers are there. How? Like you're not listening to yourself right now.
Yeah, I am.
How are you going to say these two teams are debatable, but the Steelers are the number 2 team according to you?
2 or 3.
2 or 3. But the Niners are just they're out of it. They're done.
They're 7 or 8. I'll throw them there. How about that?
I don't understand that logic at all.
That's only a few spots.
I don't understand logic.
What do you mean?
How does that logic work though? How can it?
It works because I'm just factoring in Super Bowl hangover.
But no. I'm saying this. You're factoring in Super Bowl hangover, but you won't factor in the rest of Ben and if he can even come back and ball.
No, I'm saying if that's what these rankings are going off.
If Ben is healthy and good to go,
yes.
You still think that he's there. He's that guy.
Yep.
So what was it last year then?
What?
Where was it last year?
We only saw 1 game, really. 1.5 games.
No. Not last year. I mean, the year they didn't make the playoffs. The first time.
The 9-6 year? 9-6-1?
Where he had AB, where he had Juju, where James Conner was still a Pro Bowler, where the offensive line still looked good.
Balled out. Led the league in passing yards.
Really, and nice, we already talked about quality over quantity. We talked about that.
Nice QBR.
What else did he lead the league in?
3 or 4 QBR.
What else did he lead the league in?
Picks, but I mean,
stop it, bro.
Stop what?
Stop
he had
it.
over 30 touchdowns.
Stop it.
Dude, he balled out. I don't care what people say. He balled out that year.
Okay.
Number 3 or 4 QBR.
Okay.
That
cool,
tells
bro.
you a little bit there.
That's cool.
Anyone with eyes would tell
bro.
you.
That's cool. All I'm saying is
Ben balled out.
It sounds crazy the excuses you'll make to say that the Steelers are the number 2 or 3 team, whereas the Niners, who have way more
Super Bowl
coming
hangover.
back.
That's what I'm chalking it up to.
But you say all these good, right? Because if we're going to chalk up Super Bowl hangover, we got to chalk up rest for Ben then. The rest is more important than the Super Bowl hangover, in my opinion.
Okay. We just disagree.
You're funny, bro. You are funny.
Come on, man.
You're funny, bro. It's all good, man. It's all good.
Nah, dude. I'm not going to say anything else. We're good. We're good. I would just, if Ben's healthy and good, I'd have them in the top 3.
Okay.
I definitely would. And 49ers, let's just see if they can bounce back.
No, don't hit them with let's just see. Go ahead and say a number, because you said you would have Steelers top 2 or 3. So you can't say let's just see if they'll bounce back for that one. No.
I did say 8-8 earlier in this podcast.
You did, yeah.
That's just me predicting the record, though. Mm-hmm. If you're going into next season, like power rankings, yeah I'd have them around 7 or 8. I'd have Seahawks ahead of them.
8, you have them at 7 or 8.
Yeah, but that's just me predicting the record. That's just me thinking they're gonna fall apart. In terms of their team, like power rankings right now, I mean, I would have them in the top 10 still. But this is just me. You know how we talk about narratives and stories and just how it kind of makes things fun. That's what I'm predicting for the 49ers.
Oh, Lord. All right.
That's all. That's all.
Cool.
So, yeah, I told you my top 5. You got Steelers, Chiefs, Ravens in there, Patriots and Saints. Yeah. And then I'd have Seahawks just outside of it. And then it's probably toss. I'd have 49ers over Packers, and 49ers are. It's tough because 49ers match up better with Packers. But what's so funny, man?
I'm just laughing at you, man.
All these other teams.
For everything that you say as a negative for one, you'll make as a positive. I'm like, bro, this is just crazy right now.
All these other teams suck. I don't care about the other teams.
All right.
Because then that's when we start hitting.
So then according to you, then the Steelers should be the 2 seed in the AFC.
That's when we start hitting the Vikings and the Titans, and I don't want to hear about these teams. So
okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
All right.
That's about it for me here.
Okay, so you got the Steelers making the playoffs then?
Yeah, definitely.
2 seed then.
If Ben's healthy, like here's the thing.
I'm just saying, no. If he's healthy, 2 seed then,
dude,
right?
Listen, here's the thing. Because they're assuming Ben's going to be good, and I'm saying this ranking's too low.
Assuming
if they were assuming that Ben isn't playing for us, we should be down like 28.
But we weren't.
We should be down the
We were a
tubes.
playoff team even without him. We're a game away.
I told you it's a lot predicated on hope, and I would be hopeless. So just don't even get my hopes up with having us at a decent ranking. Just throw it down there because my hope will be gone.
You are funny.
Nah, man. I'm just telling you how it is. If they were assuming in these rankings that
they are, that's why they have us at 15.
I'm just saying, if they didn't, we would be too high.
They're assuming healthy Ben at 15.
That's what I mean.
And you're saying 2.
This is like
or 3.
That's how catastrophic. Whenever we were talking about this injury and being cleared and being good,
you're not hearing me. They have the Steelers predicted as the 15th best team in the league. You are saying 2 or 3.
Yeah. I don't know if they're fully committed in this article that they think Ben's going to be healthy, though.
Because a lot of people know that this is going to be a very challenging thing for him to accomplish.
All right, well, that's fine then. These, you know how they say way too early power rankings? Yeah, it is way too early. Don't make the power rankings.
You just don't like it because the Steelers at 15. That's what it is.
There's a lot that has to happen.
Yo, Deke is in his feelings. Yeah.
There's a lot that has to happen in the offseason, man.
Let's go.
What if we bring Bell back?
Let's go. I don't know where you get this money from. I already told you how this is about to play out.
Well, Jets will take on a lot of his contract.
Well, we better hope and pray they do, man. Oh, man.
So there's a lot that still has to happen.
We have a lot of question marks on offense.
Is.
As a team, we have a lot of question marks, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mainly quarterback, dude.
No,
mainly quarterback.
Yeah, mainly quarterback, but it's still at key positions.
And tight end and running back, yes.
And are you confident with the receivers?
I would be, yes. If we had been,
okay.
Yes.
And then on defense, what are you going to do? Okay, you're hoping that Tua comes back and he's good to go after his surgery. Javon Hargrave is gone. Not going to be able to pay him. Then on top of that, you're going to lose depth at outside linebackers. Chicklow's going to have to be gone. So now you're hoping that Ola can stay healthy and be the guy into our skipper.
I'm good with
At
that.
inside linebacker, you're more than likely got to part ways with either Mark or Vince because of their cap hits. Mm-hmm. So now that thins you up a lot there as well.
We're ready to roll. It's another year. Devin Bush is going to be a little better.
Okay.
And Gilbert has shown flashes as well at middle linebacker. So, I mean, I think those are moves that would need to be made. I don't think it necessarily depletes us.
Okay.
What?
I love your optimism, bro.
A lot on the quarterback, dude.
I love your optimism, man.
That's what it really is.
I felt like even though a year ago when we did have said quarterback, we had a lot more talent. That's all I'm saying.
We know what happened though. We did a whole segment on that. A whole IG segment.
What happened again?
Boswell missed kicks. A lot of fumbles in inopportune times. All right, I know you're gonna say, what about the picks? There was one bad pick against the Broncos.
So the other 15 didn't even count anywhere about that, bro.
No, they weren't that catastrophic.
Clearly they weren't. I mean, that's why they did all that big winning.
Come on, man. Come on.
Dude. You said it, bro.
Come on.
I'm with you, man.
Come on.
It's all good.
It's a team game.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. It definitely is.
It's a team game.
With a lot riding on one person.
This year, yes. And that's the swing. That's what I'm telling you right now. If Ben's good, healthy, and he's Ben, we're top 3.
I hope you're right.
If not, those power rankings, we should be down in the 20s.
Whatever you say.
That's how big the swing is. It goes back to how things come full circle.
I don't see it like that.
How we started talking about Ben. That's how big this clearance is, and then the offseason in general.
I still think the team is still going to be a good team even without Ben. But with Ben, it puts him in the top 10. Puts him 10 to 12 range.
I just don't want my hopes up. Like if we don't have Ben to where.
It's because you're not a realist. You live in fairy tale world, 15-1 world. Ben to get cleared, they'll be saying, oh man, yeah, he's throwing the ball a little bit, he's good to go. 15-1.
No, but if we don't have Ben, I just don't want to. I just went through this season. I don't want to be hearing any crap. You don't like
hope? Why not? What's wrong with hope? I would rather watch the Steelers go through a good season and make the playoffs than be absolutely trash.
It bit me in the ass this year.
Well, that's because you don't like to be real. You like to lie to yourself. Yeah.
But the expectations changed to where we both said middle season we should be in the playoffs.
I agree. But for me, for me, I still wasn't like tripping on it like how you were, because you sold a farm for a couple animals, a little wild animal.
Yep.
I'm not doing that.
Yep.
I'm a realist. Cautiously optimistic.
And that's what I mean. I just don't want that next year, because
you don't like being cautiously optimistic. You want to just throw caution to the wind and just get after it.
I do.
It's rage.
I do, but it's tough not to, man. Whenever we're out these tailgates and you feel the vibes, you see what could be. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Understandable.
And like we said earlier, like way back, just with fans and the Steelers, it's like family. It's tough to take the emotion out. It really is.
It is, man. It is. But yeah, man, I can dig it. I like it.
Okay. I think I did a lot of talking here.
This was fun. No, I was gonna say we hit the 3 big topics, man. We had a ton of conversations about it. It was good, bro.
But now I'm I feel like there's more left. Like, I got to hear from you.
About what?
Because you're the athlete. You're the guy that played for the Steelers.
I've told you my sentiment where I view him at.
Yeah, top 10.
10 to 12.
All right, so if Ben's not healthy,
I think 15 to 20 is the range.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any of those other teams in terms of the ESPN rankings?
Well, yeah, I already told you. I think Bills and Titans are too low. I think Patriots are too high. I think Patriots, even with Brady coming back, they're still going to need to do other things around him. If they don't do that, it's going to look the exact same, if not worse.
Okay.
I do
remember you saying this now.
Yeah. So I was like, man, we've had this. You just went down your like dark path of it has to be right. Ben has to be the guy. It's got to work. Yeah, we had this conversation, man.
I do remember.
I told you Titans with 90 mil. I mean, no, Bills with 90 mil. The young core coming back, non-draft picks, and you talking about, oh man, at 11, nah.
Listen.
Yeah, we've had this conversation, bro.
Listen, I think what needs to be said actually then is you have your Saturday radio thing coming up on 93.7 The Fan, where it's going to be the Arthur Moats Show.
Yeah, you're right. We're going to get a chance to get solo action, man.
All I want to say, though, right there is what you just did is prove to me that you're going to be able to kill it because... No, seriously. You went... No. You went through team by team. You were able to break it down. You asked me like kind of my opinion, but then you gave your opinion, and it was just smooth.
Well, you know what?
It was smooth.
I appreciate you, man. You make me feel comfortable over here.
Yeah, so that's what I want to say. For me to forget about all that and just no, seriously, because that's how smooth it was. Where I'm like, man, what was your takes on that? Yeah. You made me feel important, I guess. Maybe.
Well, you are important, Deke. You are important.
So you'll make the listener feel important too.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
So for anybody that wants to feel important, man, y'all know what to do. Listen to the podcast. Check me out. Like I said, like Deke said, February 15th, next Saturday, 9 to 11 a.m.
Next Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday. I got you, bro. Yeah, be on 93.7 The Fan. My first solo opportunity. Excited. And also, if you need any more inspiration, I got a book just for you. Moats Theory of Life, baby. Impact. Inspiration, Sofo, got everything you need, baby. It's right here for you. Hardbacks, paperbacks. It's beautiful.
Good stories in there.
Yeah, a ton of good stories, man.
Good life lessons.
It's a good read, man.
It definitely is.
You know what I mean, hit you where you need to get hit at.
Just imagine yourself waking up on a Saturday morning, walking downstairs to your kitchen.
Go to work, Deke.
Pouring yourself.
You do it, Deke.
Pouring yourself a little bit of coffee, or if you're a tea person, boiling that water for some green tea. Going to sit down at the table, grab the newspaper, read the news a little bit, just kind of see what's going on. You got the TV in the background, some sports. Maybe this is the fall. Maybe this is college game days on in the back.
Okay.
And then you have Moats Theory on your table. You're like, man, I bought this for a reason. And you pick it up. You're sitting there. You're enjoying your coffee. Some college football starts to come on.
Okay.
After college game day, and you breeze by the book in a few hours, and then you feel like, wow, I'm about to go out and accomplish the world on this Saturday.
You heard that, man. You heard Deke. That's a presidential endorsement right there, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need to say anything else. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I appreciate Deke for that amazing endorsement. Books available at most30.com. Just throwing that out there as well. And until next time.
Peace.